Hello. So we thought we'd do a very quick video and or podcast episode if you're listening to the audio of this video to talk about a new bit of compliance that's hit our industry for landlords. Yes, another bit of compliance, another bit of legality that we need to navigate. I'm gonna ask Nicola to explain exactly what it's called because it's a bit of a mouthful from memory, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. So it's to do with financial sanctions. So as of the 14th of May this year, letting agents and landlords that are in the UK letting properties are going to be legally required to carry out financial sanctions on basically, well, letting agents on landlords, and also on landlords will need to do it on tenants as well.
So does that almost form part of the same remit of AML, which we do for the estate agencies like the business?
There are some elements that are similar, but this is separate to AML checks because anti-money laundering is more to do with higher value rental values.
Yeah.
And obviously confirming for selling. So this is an additional check, really.
Okay. So in a nutshell, what is the requirement for landlords to do?
So basically, financial sanctions are government-imposed measures to restrict dealings with certain individuals, companies, or countries. And under the new rules, our obligations are that we have to screen all clients, so landlords and tenants, against the UK sanctions list, and then report any suspicious individuals or companies to the OFSI straight away.
Okay. So I guess if you're a landlord who perhaps has a tenant in situ already, is there anything that these landlords need to do right now or on the 14th of May?
Yeah, so if there's already a tenancy in place, you don't need to worry. It's any new tenancy that comes into force after the 14th of May.
Okay, so that's just for new tenancies. It's not for tenancy renewals, I guess, or
the guidance is unclear on renewals. It does say any new property that's moved into. So we may take a blanket approach on that and just check everybody just to make sure that it's covered.
Yeah. No. Okay. And if you're a landlord and you've got an empty property right now and a tenant's moving in after the 14th of May, then you will have to do this. And I guess most letting agents will be doing this for the landlords. We'll be doing it for our clients, obviously.
That's right. Yes.
So if you were a self-managed landlord watching or listening to this, and let's say perhaps you found your tenants on Gumtree, Facebook groups, is there anything? Where would you look? For
Yeah, so the guidance is that you can use an approved sanctions screening tool to verify any individual in the UK. So there will be plenty of companies out there that you can use if you wanted to do it yourself. Letting agents can do it through their referencing procedures if they use a referencing company, and that's how we'll be operating with it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so just to echo that, if you're a letting agent that's watching or listening to this, and this is news to you, maybe the best people to speak to, like we have, are referencing companies. So the people that do our referencing and credit checks for our tenancies, have a chat with them because most of the providers are providing this service as a part of the referencing process or an additional cost. Yes, I have a chat with them.
Yeah, and I think one thing to be aware of is that the screening websites that you can use, they will be automatically updating because the sanctions list is always updating, and landlords and letting agents need to be aware every time it changes. If you've got a landlord a landlord that wasn't on the sanction list but may become on the sanction list, or a tenant that may become on the sanction list later on down the line, that's something that some of the websites, the screening tools, will flag that up for you.
So you have to monitor it. You have to monitor it going forward,
and you have to keep records of all checks that you've performed. So you'd have to save copies of whatever checks you've carried out.
Okay. I think as well, something that's worth mentioning is that if perhaps you're a self-managed landlord, going to a provider for these checks will come at a cost. I'm not sure how much that's going to be yet. Something to bear in mind is you can't pass that cost onto your tenant under the Tenant Fees Act.
Yeah.
So just to bear that in mind, you can't go charging your tenant to perform these checks. So yeah, I think that we've covered everything there. Great. Well, thank you for watching.